exciting things about climate change is that it is bringing everybody together in a way that I would not have experienced, say, 15 years ago.
On Thursday, April 26th, the Somerville High School Library hosted a panel about climate resilience on the Mystic River. The event was part of Sustainaville Week.
So Sustainaville Week is a week-long celebration of sustainability and climate action in Somerville. What a lot of our work that we do in the Office of Sustainability and Environment is work that we're doing to work towards being a carbon neutral city by 2050, and then also to prepare for the impacts of climate change. So I wanted to kind of raise awareness of the research that we've done and kind of what we know about what climate change will mean for Somerville, and then bring in some of the voices of folks who are working on this in the region, because there's a lot of exciting and interesting work going on.
We work with our communities to really advance climate change planning so they can understand, using some of the science and data that's available to us, the specific systems within our communities relating to the people, to the places, to their economy, to their infrastructure in a real comprehensive way.
I've hired graduate students primarily from Tufts, but we've also worked with fellows from MIT and Harvard to go through all the literature, go through all the data, pull it all together and pull out what is the Medford relevant things and what do we know about climate change in Medford.
We're working on 7 different park projects across the watershed right now. We are siting, designing, and installing rain gardens and bioretention right now in a number of communities.
The panelists took the time to explain why the areas near the Mystic River are facing climate change challenges.
This flooding that emerges out of not having a place for the water to go anymore. It's really hard for it to get into the ground, and it's hard to find a place to spill over without interrupting our lives now. The dam infrastructure that we have there is also not designed to handle these events very well.
The panelists also gave some context for worst-case scenarios as projected by scientists for the region.
It's really not, everything's going to be great until 2069, and then it's like New Year's, and it's 2070, and that's when the sea level suddenly rises. It's gradual.
The question is, when is that amount of sea level rise going to hit the area? Does it hit it earlier? Does it hit it later?
Worst case scenario doesn't show horribly catastrophic destruction, but what does that actually mean for the way we live our lives?
The panelists also illuminated the role of developers in perpetuating this issue.
One of the things that we face in the Boston region is that we have so much development pressure. It appears to come into direct conflict with things that we need to do for climate preparedness.
A developer might say, well, it's kind of a lot of extra hoops I have to go through. I'm going to go over there. I mean, they don't have a climate resilience checklist.
However, some panelists emphasize that these outcomes are not entirely irreversible.
Have a lot of opportunity between now and 2030 and now and
Right.
2070 to change the outcomes here.
Right. It's possible that the work that's going on now, I would love to see a new modeling run done with the projects that are already in the process of actually being built to help us better understand where should we put our next things.
Regional collaboration appears to be at the heart of the solution.
It's going to have to see these solutions distributed in other communities that will then benefit Somerville as well.
Climate change affects everyone. There's no regional boundaries to water, and it's going to take a regional solution.
$1 million here, saves you $50 million upstream if you are very selective in where you invest your money.
Such cooperation, however, might be easier said than done.
Massachusetts is a home rule state, so governance works really well at a municipal level, but it really fails at a regional level. Until we come up with a model for sharing resources across municipal boundaries, we're going to be doing this work somewhat inefficiently.
Energizing residents to take action is a key part of the process.
Where are the people and how can we go to them is something that we've really been talking about. And the hard people to reach are the ones who don't even know that this event is happening.
After the meeting, many residents felt that some of their questions remain unanswered.
I still feel I don't know that much about the Mystic River and the problems associated with it.
Funding has been touched on repeatedly tonight as, where is this going to come from? And that question has not been answered yet.
The federal government provided a lot more, and the state provided a lot more, and everybody's been cutting back, and yet the needs are growing.
The panelists indicated that the need to address climate change issues has brought the community together in a positive way.
What we have noticed is that there is a real enthusiasm and urgency with residents in these communities to take action with climate change.
This isn't all cost. This isn't all doom. This is an opportunity as well to capture some other benefits along the way.
Although Sustainaville Week has concluded, there are plenty of ways to still get involved.
First, you should go to Sustainaville. Our website has a lot of information, all of our reports, and lots of information on what we're working on. So that's somervillema.gov/Sustainaville. We also have a commission on energy use and climate change. The commission meets monthly, and so those meetings are open to the public and a really good way for folks to kind of get involved if they're interested in learning kind of what's being discussed and what's happening in the city on sustainability and climate change issues.
From Somerville Neighborhood News, this is Amanda Rose.